has every home on fire right now. Last night, winds whipped up, sending the fire from the outskirts of town into the middle of this more populated area. Last night, winds whipped up. 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 Last night, winds whipped up.
You said get in the truck, right?
Now, one of the most destructive wildfires in the history of the state, and firefighters say that's the new normal. And when you take a look at the destruction from our wider shot here, firefighters calling it basically their worst nightmare. And we haven't even hit peak fire season yet in California.
Incredibly, just a short time before this video was shot, there was relatively little fire in this area. When we got to San Marcos, this is what we saw. Some flames, but winds starting to pick up.
The flames and the winds spread the ashes and embers, and that's what makes the fire spread. This area right here, 10 minutes ago, nothing at all. Now we're seeing the smoke and the flames start to form. It's very likely that within the next couple of hours, these trees, this vegetation will be gone. Right down the hill from where I'm standing here in San Marcos, California, which is northeast of San Diego, this is the Cal State San Marcos campus. It's been around for a quarter century. It has now been evacuated. They are hoping that the fire does not spread down there. And in this area, within a 5-minute walk, there are hundreds of homes, businesses, condominiums, and lots of people.
Choppers swoop in, dropping water in the 99-degree dry heat, 30 degrees higher than normal May highs in San Diego County. Then trouble.
The winds continue to increase. The fire is getting bigger. It's moving closer to us and moving closer to the houses in the neighborhood. The firefighters we're talking to are getting quite concerned.
You see all those lines are, poles are burnt, the lines are down. It may take a while.
Look at the stop sign here on the side of the highway. It was burned right off at the midway point.
This is a fire that really just kind of decided to pick and choose houses at random, and it's very sad.
This is one of the most intense feelings of heat that I've ever felt. It's easily burning over 1,000 degrees right here. This is perfect fuel for this fire.
This is a fire that really just kind of decided to pick and choose houses at random.
While houses on the ground explode into fireballs. The brutal force of those swirling winds toppling transmission towers, tossing cars, even twisting this steel pipe around a tree like a pretzel.
They've had a really dry winter season contributing to this. A Fox News alert now, and the question is being asked, were these wildfires in Southern California set on purpose? 2 people are now under arrest at this hour, and they're accused of trying to start at least 2 fires in San Diego. Right now, officials are still trying to figure out whether they had any involvement in the fires that have so far burned more than 10,000 acres and left 1 person dead.
One local leader went as far to say that in all of his years, he has never seen so many fires break out in one small area like he did yesterday. He finds it highly questionable. And Julie, today is supposed to be another red flag warning day. So
come on. Let's go. Go. Come on.
These aren't brush fires out in the middle of nowhere. They're burning in the crowded suburbs of San Diego itself.
We saw when it started in the morning, and we saw it spread, and we saw fire and smoke and everything. I thought they were going to take care of it, but it got worse and we had to go.
And we are just at the beginning of what is proving to be a catastrophic fire season in California. The fire chief there says he has never seen such extreme fires this early in his nearly 3 decades of firefighting. Will Carr is on Fox Top Story, and he's live for us this afternoon in San Marcos. What are conditions like now, Will?
Hi, Shep. Well, if there's any good news, it's that the winds have died down, the winds that have been pushing these fires around for more than 24 hours. There has been so much damage, Shep, the governor has issued a state of emergency.
Hey, Will, I want to show our viewers of these new live pictures that are just coming into us. And you can see in the hills behind these homes and up here, fire after fire after fire. It's an incredible thing to watch. Will was saying the winds have died down, but these fires create their own wind. Will, do we have a sense yet for what may have caused this?
Well, Shep, right now, fire investigators are actually looking at the ignition points of all 9 of these fires. They tell us that they are looking into arson potentially because so many fires broke out in such a short amount of time. They also emphasize that right now they don't have any facts to back that up. And, of course, their top priority is making sure that they get containment on all of these fires before they figure out exactly what caused the fire, Shep. Their top priority is making sure that they get containment on all of these fires before they figure out exactly what caused the fire, Shep.
That wall of flame is something that they expected because of the winds up of these homes. But our crews are in this area, and they're telling us that if it comes this way, it's not happening at this moment. But if that's my house, hey, a local reporter's giving information from here now. Let's listen.
The column was growing, but it certainly we did not expect it to come over as quickly as it did. And when it came over, it really was a wall of flame that came over the ridge.
That wall of flame is something that they expected because of the winds. Watching as this was not at all what the firefighters had expected based on wind conditions and conditions on the ground. That wall of flame is something that they expected because of the winds.
We did not expect it to come over as quickly as it did.
That wall of flame is something that they expected because of the winds. Good grief, would you look at that? That is another, we're beginning to form one of those flame tornadoes that we're seeing yesterday. The winds begin to circulate with the heat from the flames, and then the canyons around it. You get one of the little wind tunnels, which maybe in the front of a skyscraper in New York City might cause papers to blow in the air. Here it's taking flames up like a tornado and rushing toward this neighborhood. Will, there is no moisture in anything. The rainy season didn't happen.
That's right. You know, obviously,